Thank you for joining Wars of the Roses as we conclude this 5-part series on the Bacon Shakespeare-Bacon Controversy by Manly P. Hall. This article is taken from the All-Seeing Eye, Volume 3, Number 6, December 29, 1926. Landmarks in Baconian Cryptography, last of series, by Manly P. Hall. Besides the methods already described, several other very subtle processes were used to conceal from the many and yet reveal to the initiated few the presence of ciphers and emblematic enigmas in the writings of various authors contemporaneous with Sir Francis Bacon. The most important subterfuges may be listed as follows. 1. All documents influenced by Baconian philosophy or intended to conceal Baconian cryptographs use certain conventional designs at the beginning and end of chapters. The ornamental scroll heading which accompanies this article, and which is a subtle proof of the presence of Baconian influence, is to be found in a great number of rare works. This ornamental headpiece adorns the great Shakespearean folio of 1623, Bacon's Novum Organum 1620, the St. James Bible 1611, Spenser's Faerie Queene 1610, Sir Walter Raleigh's History of the World 1614. It is undoubtedly also to be found in numerous other volumes as a reminder that somewhere within the book is a secret cryptic writing to be read only by those capable of applying to the book certain secret rules of procedure which reveal the hidden message. 2. A number of watermarks appear in volumes printed by Lord Bacon or under his direction. In the first edition of the Advancement and Proficiency of Learning 1605, several Baconian watermarks are to be found. One of Bacon's cryptic watermarks is a bunch of grapes. Another is a vase or an urn with his own initials upon it. An interesting example of symbolic watermark is to be found in certain of the writings of Athanasius Kither, which according to reliable authorities are watermarked with the secret symbol of the Rosicrucians. By this subtle method, cryptic signatures could be concealed successfully in the paper, from which it could be very difficult to extract them unless the searcher were acquainted with the principle involved in their production. 3. Enigmas of various kinds have been successfully concealed in pictures, especially such illustrations having wording upon them. The large title page shown here is from the exceedingly rare first edition of Sir Walter Raleigh's History of the World, a volume showing considerable Baconian influence. The book was published in 1614 at a time when the Rosicrucian controversy in England was at its height. King James ordered the entire edition of the work to be destroyed, owing to the fact that he believed the face of the central figure upholding the world to be a caricature of his own. The printers of the volume, however, fully appeased the royal wrath by removing the offending title page and destroying it. As a result, only a very small number of the pictures now exist. It has well been said of medieval religious, philosophic, and scientific books that the entire volume is an amplification and elucidation of the title page. For upon this is usually concealed the entire message of the work. The title page here reproduced is peculiarly rich in symbols, emblems, and cryptic characters, and a solution of its deeply involved symbolism would probably do much to clear up the mystery surrounding the unhappy fate of Sir Walter Raleigh, who suffered more cruelly than anyone knows from the royal wrath of St. James. In the future, a new science will arise, which will not only be devoted to the solution of the cryptic emblems of the ancients, but will further take into account that words are themselves cryptograms, clear to the one who pronounces them, but mysterious, unsolved riddles to those to whom spoken. We need very badly a certain class of thinkers processing what we would like to call interpretive minds. We are totally wrong in our popular conception of antiquity. In our egotism, we look down from the lofty pinnacle of the present and scoff at the shadowed depths of the past, believing these obscure veils to be peopled only with barbarians, hairy anthropoid, and cavemen. We are apt, in our egotism, to believe that our mental culture is the perfect flowering of the intellectual plant. Time will disillusion us, for antiquity was rich in knowledge. Its philosophical and ethical treasures exceeded those of which the modern world is too proud. But the ancients were symbolists. They were writers of enigmas. They cut their secret knowledge deep into the faces of stone. They carved their philosophy into the figures of men, animals, and reptiles. The great images of Egypt, the crude figures chiseled on the walls of European caves. Who knows what wealth of scientific and philosophic material is there concealed? We are ignorant of the crowning achievements of every art and science. We are without knowledge of the ultimate. The perfect mathematical equation is yet to be discovered. The perfect musical harmony is yet to be written. Yet who shall say that civilizations now gone did not succeed where we have failed, and that in crude, imaginary, musty volumes and enigmatic statements are not concealed the answers to the unsolved riddles of the ages? So we say again, there is an ever-increasing need for the type of mind which is capable of solving the cryptic symbolism of the past. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating a little to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description below. Thank you very much. Growth. The growth of the mind begins when the growth of the body has been completed. The growth of the soul begins when the growth of the mind has been completed. The growth of the spirit begins when the growth of the soul has been completed. The absolute perfection is that which remains when all growth has been completed.